Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome to the OData Made Easy course. In today's session, we are going to learn the continuation of association and navigation, what we have done in our last class. Just we will go ahead and see some more stuff in association and navigation. Association and navigation is very important concept, and it's very frequently used in the real-time world. Also, it's very important from interview point of view. So the concept should be clear at any point of time. If you feel that you have to discuss, you have to ask, feel free to ask. So in last class, we have seen that we have created two entity type ETSO header and ETSO item, right? In the coming classes, we will be also creating ET products, and from item to product, there is a one-to-one relationship. Here, we have implemented both the method for SO header get entity to get the single record, SO header get entity set to get the multiple record. Here, item to have the single item records, and here to get the multiple item records. All marked in green have been implemented at this point of time. Yesterday we were facing about some problem in terms of new syntaxes. I found there was a silly mistake over there. Let me quickly show you and then we will go ahead. And this is what we have. Going to the change mode and get entity set. Okay, so this is what we have written, the code. Okay, and let me show you once again. If you want to find out a single item, how you are going to do it. /o /iwfnd /gw_client. So this is the transaction through which we can perform the testing. So already you can see that here sales order and sales order item position is there. Corresponding to this, I want to have the single record over here. Okay, the ET item set. This is my uh, entity set, and I'm passing sales order ID and sales order item position. I'm expecting to have a single sales order item detail. Okay, click on this execute, and it's giving the data, right, for 13 and for 10 nicely. Come here and put the external breakpoint, and now just go ahead and click on this execute button. Press F6, LVSO ID this one, and LV position 0010, right? Conversion exit alpha input, it's working fine. So the conventional way of writing code is working perfectly, right? And here we are preparing the, this particular stuff, and then it's giving us the item detail over here, 7 items for that particular sales order ID. Out of that, the first, which is having the item number 10, we are displaying over here, right? Now, the question comes over here, yesterday I was using this one and it was not working. Let's go and see what was wrong. Okay, I'm going to comment this and going to comment this. Going to enable this one and going to enable this one. Pretty printer. So for this, we are having this new syntax. For this, we are having this new syntax. Activate this one, activate this one, and once again, let's put the external breakpoint and here execute. So you can see that what's the problem we were facing. It's coming here blank and here 3 was going, the reason behind that, this can take only the 10 characters as per its a definition, right? SNWD underscore S underscore ID. It's of 10 characters and it can contain only 10 characters, right? That's why the last one is getting truncated. Okay. Why this space is coming? Because here you can see that between, you know, between this pipe and this curly braces, this space is there, and that's the reason a space is coming. Okay. So if we remove that, that space issue will be gone. So just remove this. So this is the silly mistake I was doing yesterday. So if you keep the space, that space will come. So in the pipe operator, remove this space, activate this one, and here this space is required actually in this curly. After this curly braces, this space is required. Before this curly braces, this space is required. This is a part of syntax. If you don't give the here, it may give you the problem. You can see that it's giving you the problem. So after this curly braces, you must have to give the space. But after this pipe operator, a space is not required. If you give the space, a space will come after this pipe. After this curly braces, a space will be required because that is the part of the syntax. Okay. So from both the places, after the pipe operator, I have removed the space and now it looks good. And now if you run this particular stuff, press enter, you know, and now if you see that LV underscore SOID, there is no space and everything is coming perfectly, right? For LV underscore position also, using the new syntax, it's working perfectly. Only the thing what you will have to remember, LV underscore position is of type character 10, and here this should be also of type character 10, so that it will convert into 10 characters. That's why it is prefixing 0 over here. So this should you remember. This is the only thing. However, it is having one more option called width, so you can also fix the width also explicitly. If you want to fix the width, that also you can do, so let's not jump into the new syntax here. Our focus is to understand the concept of association and navigation, right? But I would suggest you to start using the new syntaxes, and get familiar with the new syntaxes, and uh, get used to the new syntaxes so that it will be easy for you to grow and do the coding in the effective way. Okay. Now press F8 and here data is not coming, right? Let me check once again. What's the issue? Data should come now. LV underscore SOID, this is fine. And LV underscore position, this is also okay. F6, 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 this is okay. And here SO item, LT underscore header. Okay, something is getting wrong. SOSOYD. Okay, here value is not populating. You can see that low or high, and that's the reason. So let's go and quickly, do some correction. LV underscore position, and it's LV underscore SO, right? And here we are using LV underscore SO underscore ID. That's the reason actually. So let's put it quickly over here. And now the value will come. Come here and run once again. Click on this execute button, press F8. Now also some problem is there. Let's see what's the issue. Click on this execute, press F6, LVSOID, this is fine. LV position, this is also fine. LV underscore SOID here. This looks good. One value 13, this is fine. And press F6. Here we are getting 7 records. This is also okay. Here we are telling actually LV underscore SO, so this is a regression which just have changed the code. That's why. So let's put the LV underscore SO underscore ID over here quickly in the read statement. So if anything we are changing, actually, we have to take care. Otherwise, regression will come and hence will not be able to see the proper result. And this time you can see that it's working fine. It's giving the. So this method also we have implemented. Now let's quickly implement to get the multiple records, right? This is to getting, this is to get the single record, right? So get item set get entity is for the single record. I'm just going to copy this code and go back and go to the get entity set. Come here, get entity set, this one, redefine this, and here this part is not required for me, so I will just remove it completely. Let me go back once again, double click. I actually want to remove this portion. I don't know why it's coming. Okay, let it be like this. Let me give one more try. Save it, activate this one, and just to go here. Okay, now it's fine. So remove this and Control V. Okay. So here under the signature, what you are having IT underscore key underscore tab, right? So in order to have the, here you can see that ETSO item set get entity set. This is going to return you the multiple, the multiple items. So on what basis you would like to have the multiple items over here, right? On what basis you would like to have the multiple items over here. So maybe you would require to have based upon your sales order. Okay, maybe you would require to have the based upon your sales order. So what you can do that, for that purpose we can have this sales order value. LV position is not required over here, right? And this also LVSO I'm not using, so just let me comment this. LT header and LT item is fine, right? And now just remove this, I don't require. New syntax, this LV underscore position, this also I don't want, but maybe we can keep it. Conversion exit, this is the old way, just for your reference I'm keeping it over here. And this position I don't want. Okay, so remove this. SO underscore SO ID, this is fine. Here we are preparing the value and append, this is also okay. BAPI EPM SO get list, and it's going to return all this. Single record I don't want. Here we are willing to have the multiple records. So this also I don't require. Move corresponding LT item to ET entity. Here you have the exporting parameter ET entity. Okay, you can see that ET entity set. So this is what I have done at this point of time. Check the syntax now. Some issue is there. ER entity is unknown. Where we are using ER entity. Okay, no problem. Just save it. Check the syntax now. The field ET entity is unknown. It's the entity set actually. Check the syntax now, and now it's a perfect. Okay. So here ET SO item sales order, this value SO item position. So what actually here we are doing that we are passing both the key field. So when you are passing both the key field, what the system will do that system will understand that you would like to have the single record. This is what it's understanding. So but here actually we don't want to have the single record, right? We want to have the multiple record. So what I will do, because if you keep it, it's going to, it will not hit this particular, get entity set. It will hit the get entity one, okay, the previous one, previous method. But I want to get hit these. For that purpose, I'm going to remove this. So if you remove this one, it's going to hit this particular method. Activate this, already activated, put the external breakpoint over here, and now just execute. We are not passing any key over here, so obviously there is no key, right? So in lv underscore SOID blank value will come. Here also we'll be having the blank only, all right? Here also you'll be having the blank, and now you will be having, you know, the problem actually, you are having the problem over here. So let's do one thing. I will, I will, I will I will have to cancel this actually. Let me cancel this, come here, and this also, because that is going to return a lot of data, I know, and it will be taking time. So I have canceled that one. I will do some modification. I want to get all the, I want to get all the value, maybe the 10 records or 20 records, something like that, just to show you. Okay, just to show you if I want to have how I can do double click over here, and it's telling currently editing. Yeah, it's here. So ID also let's not have, because it's not going to give you the record. But still, like if you want to filter, the filter things over here you can use. Okay, by that way it can be used, but let's not go into that. We already know about the filter and all those stuff. So this also I'm going to remove, not required. Very straightforward. In this, you are having one parameter called maximum rows that I am going to pass. Okay. Yes. In this, we are having a parameter called max rows. Let me show you. This we will pass and get that. Now you can see that the max rows, and it is of structure type, right? You can see that it's of a structure type. So copy this and let's quickly declare this one. So I'm going to remove this, unnecessary code. It may create confusion. So I'm just, this also is not required now. Okay. And this also I don't want. Fine. And here under in exporting parameter, you have the max rows. So in the max rows, this is the type. This is of a structure type. So data ls underscore max underscore rows type. This one full stop, and ls underscore max underscore rows hyphen bappy max rows. Just 10 records I would like to pass it over here, and that's it. Very simple. Check the syntax. Tables is unknown. It's telling tables is unknown. Put this value over here, and this issue will be sorted it out. Activate this, and put the external breakpoint over here, and once again come to this gateway client slash in slash iwfnd slash gw underscore client, and now just execute this, and Papi Max rows is 10 and item 57 records. Okay, so we are passing 10 rows, max 10 rows. This is fine. LT header, it's 10. You can see that LT header. So for LT header 10 rows, this is okay. And for item corresponding to that 10 header, you are having 57 items. Okay, and all the 57 is going to commit over here. Here you can see that it is a big list over here, and if you can scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, see, right? You can see many you have. That means these are the 57 records you are having. Good. Now this implementation is also done, right? This implementation is also done. So this implementation also I'll mark in green. Now the actual game will start. Okay, now we are going to see how the navigation is going to work over here. Okay, and let's put into the JSON format. Press save it. It should be JSON. Yeah. Question mark, dollar I missed, and that's why it's not coming into effect. Keep the dollar, press enter, and press F8 once again. And this time you can see that it got nicely formatted into the JSON format, right? Okay, good. Now we are talking about the navigation, how it's going to work then. Now, what I want first, let me get a single sales order header value. Okay, first let me get the single sales order header value. So this is for the header, and for header, this is what we have. So for header, I'm just passing the key over here. Now focus. So for the single record header, already the method we have implemented. Okay, press enter, and I'm expecting it to return the single record. Let's put the question mark and dollar format equals to JSON. If you don't remember this, however, I don't think so you will be able to now forget, but still IDVary option you are having, you can use it over here and automatically it will put it. Press enter, and you can see that corresponding to this, right? Corresponding to this, you are having a single record over here, right? So to have the single record, this is, you can use this particular URI. So I'm just putting it over here. Okay. Okay. Now what I want, using the navigation, navigation means what? One which is going to help you to navigate, where to navigate. I want corresponding to this sales order, what are the different line items associated with this? For that purpose, I want to use the navigation. Okay, I want to use the navigation property for that purpose. So what's the name of navigation? Go to SCGW just to find out the name, what we have used the name /n SEGW transaction. This, come over here and get it down to the data model, go to the entity sets and ET header. This is the association sets, right? This is the association set, and the navigation property will be here at the entity types. Come over here, and once again, this you can see that one is the property and another is the navigation properties. Copy, and this is your navigation property. So navigation property you can find at the entity type level, and association set you can see there. Here you have separately, right? So association set is here and the association is the separate, it is here in the separate folder, right? And the navigation property is there at the entity type level. So for entity type, you have one properties and another you have the navigation properties, right? Come over here, double click, and just select this navigation SO header to item, copy this, and what you will have to do that, you know, here, here you have to give this and navigate SO header to item. That's it. This much only you'll have to write. Just remove at this point of time to make it simple. Okay, just to make it simple, you know. So what it will do that, I'm telling that system, please go to the sales order and from there navigate to the sales order header item, because I want to have all the information of the items of this particular sales order. Okay, so the item information will be coming from where? The item information which is associated with this particular sales order is certainly going to come from where? It's certainly going to come from where? It's certainly going to come from the item entity set, because it has to return a multiple item, right? So you can see that it will go and hit this item set get entity set, this particular code it will hit. Okay, but I'm expecting to return this one. Okay, I'm expecting to return this one. So for this purpose, you know, again you will have to write the code. At this point of time it will not work properly, not work properly in the sense it will not return the expected data. Just click on this execute button and see, you can see that it's navigating over here, and press F6, and here you can see that it's coming over here and it's going to give that all the 57 records. I'm not interested in all the 57 records. I'm interested only for this. So for this, you know, you will have to write the code. So how to write the code for this? Go to the execute, you know, and go to the local, and it is having a parameter called navigation property, navigation path, IT navigation path, you know. So if you double click over here, you can see that it's a standard table, target type is this one, multiplicity is a star, right? So what it's giving, standard table 0 to 216, there is no name, nothing, no value is coming over here. That's fine. But one thing here in IT key tab, you can see that sales order ID and this value is coming. So there are two important property. One is the IT key tab, and most important than this is the IT navigation path. Okay, this is again the important one. So here you can see that it's telling that navigation SO header PO item, very important property, IT navigation path. It will tell you what is the navigation property through which it has come. Okay, and ET SO item, and here, you know, JDO data, this is the target type namespace. This is nothing but your service name, right? Multiplicity, that means the cardinality, you know. This is what you have at this point of time. Okay, come here and now press F8. Okay, and go to this, and we'll write quickly the logic. Okay, so I will copy the code actually, /o SC24 from the entity, go into the change or display mode, anything, come here, filter it, get entity, and what I require, I want to read the data based upon the sales order ID. Okay, so this I will require. Also, I would require this one. So I will take one notepad. This I would require. I'll paste it over here. I would require this also. Okay, so two things is fine, I think, for me. This also I would require to have copy this and based upon that actually we'll be getting the data. Fine, it looks good now. Copy this statement and come over here and control V. Petty printer, it looks good. And that select option also you'll have to pass, correct? So this is the parameter value, just pass it over here. Okay, check the syntax now. There is no problem. Activate this one, and this time it will work fine, you know. But here you can see that I'm max rows I'm passing. So when you are passing the sales order header data, no need of passing this. So what I'm going to do that, if this particular LV underscore sales order ID is initial, that means if nothing is passed over here, then only you do like this. Otherwise, go without max rows so that we can get the exact data. Activate this and activate this one. Now let's come back once again and run this and press F6, 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 and all these things looks good now. This here also it has not come right now. Let's see here. Yeah, awesome. You can see that we are passing 3 from there and corresponding to this, it's sending me, and press F8 and convert into the JSON format. Press enter, press F8, and you can see that. So corresponding to this sales order, you are having now the 5 records, right? It's going to give you all the records. So here you are having only what information? Here you are having the sales order item related information, sales order item related information. Here you are having sales order item related information, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. These are the different items of a single sales order, right? Here you can see that the single sales order. So what you understood using the navigation property. So let me copy this and here I will put it. So using this particular URI, you can navigate using this particular URI. It will help you to navigate from this single entity, from the single entity to line item here. Here you are navigating. So maybe here it will be easy for me to show you how the navigation is happening from here to here, from here to here you are coming, right? You are coming from here to here. With that, with this, right? With this, and you are able to get the multiple line items. So this is how the navigation property is working in this particular case. So very useful. Now when you are using this particular syntax, ultimately it is fetching the data from here, right? Ultimately it is fetching the data from here. So let me do one thing. So directly if you want to have the data from this particular entity set, right? If you want to have the data directly from this particular entity set, that also is possible, right? That also is possible. So you can copy this one. So what it will do that it's going to give you the same record actually if you are going to use this one. So how to do that? Already we know, right? Here just remove this, means this particular, what I'm trying to show you, equivalent to this, corresponding to this URI, we can have directly the URI created on this, right? Directly we can have the URI created and on this, and we will be able to get the data, right? So that's what I'm trying to show you. So let me come over here, copy this and go here, remove this, go to the entity set, use this one and give it. Let's see first, try with this, first try with this. Here we have the two key, right? Will it work? Here we have two key and I'm passing the single key over here. Let's go and see. You can see that it will tell that bad request. It will tell the 404 not found, all this. So what are happening actually, if you go to this particular transaction for looking out into the error, let me show you quickly. And here you can see that the request URI contains an invalid key predicate. So directly if you use like this, it will not work. Okay, what you can do, you can use a question mark, then question mark, then dollar filter equals to, and then you can pass the filter value. You can use filter value, you can use it over here, but again accordingly we'll have to write the code, and the filter value things will work in this particular case. Okay, so let me copy this and you have to implement the code over here, right? So like that. So if you are going to filter the sales order, and if you want to display the corresponding item, you can write the logic and you can get the value. This will not give you, it will uh, it's telling the bad request, something is wrong over here. Question mark, dollar filter equals to sales order ID, right? This is what we have to give about the dollar. Something is wrong. Okay, so dollar is not required in case of filter actually. That's the reason. You can see that here it's coming, and in the filter, if you go to the local, so this IT key tab and all this will be, a blank, but the filter is string one, or IO take request from here also you can get. We have already seen IT filter select options. This is not the one. IT filter string, right? IV filter string, this one. So here, why not? It's coming actually, it should come. I'm expecting to have it over here. ET SO item set question mark filter SO ID. Something I'm missing. Let me check the filter syntax once again. Okay. So by the way, that is the actually, the concern over here. Leave that part. You can check yourself how the filter and all that is not the concern over here at this point of time. But what I'm trying to tell you, by implementing the filter way, we can achieve the same requirement, right? We can achieve the same requirement. One more stuff over here. Okay, one more stuff over here. Copy this, come here and press once again enter, press F8. So for this, you can see that the 5 records, it's displaying the 5 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, it's displaying, but the header is not displaying. Suppose if you want to have the header information in one go, right? If you want to header as well as the item, right? How to do? So for that purpose, what you will have to do that here, one more, you know, here you have one more syntax called $expand. Here what you can do that question mark dollar expand equals to navigation SO header to item. You can use this particular, question mark dollar. And now because the first question mark here you have used, here you will have to use the what, ampersand. Okay, now if you press enter, it will give you the header information as well as the item information. Okay, so here you can see that this time it's giving you the header information also, and after giving the header information, it is giving you the item 10, item 20, item 30, item 40, and item 50. So from interview point of view, it's very important. If you want to have the header information as well as item information, how to do? All right. If you have to get header information and item information together, how to get. Okay, so your answer should be, can you tell me what should be your answer? Using the dollar expand, using the dollar expand keyword. This should be your answer. Okay, and this is what you have over here. Very important point. If you want to get the header information as well as item information, how you can do header information as well as the item information together, how you can do, right? So the answer is question dollar expand navigation. This particular stuff you will have to use. It will give you, if you don't use, it will show only the header information. And you don't have to write some extra code also for having the header, you know because already you have written in the you have already written the code to get the header detail, right? Already you have written the code to get the header detail. From there it will display the header, and it will expand to the header item and the item detail also. That's why the key is expanding. It's expanding along with header, it's expanding to the item, right? So that's why it's displaying header as well as item, right? So this also you understood. So this is what you have the navigation. This is what you have the navigation. Very important concept. Now suppose if you want to get all the header as well as all the item. Okay, suppose if you want to get all the header as well as all the item, then you can remove that particular key value which it was earlier. Let me remove this and come here. So now my requirement is what? My requirement is here it's displaying a specific, sales order, right? I want to have uh, I want to have all the sales order and all the sales order item. However, such kind of requirement will not be there to have all the sales order item and all the sales order header and sales order item in one go, because that will be a time consuming, and from performance point of view that is not going to be good. So you don't have to use that one. Okay, you don't have to, but still, like if you come across, if you have some less amount less amount of data set, right? In some of the scenarios, not in sales order and all, if you have some custom table where you have some data, if you want to get those in one go, everything, or maybe customizing data or something like that, what you can do, if you want to get everything, you can do like this: ET underscore SO header set question mark dollar expand navigation this. Just you will have to remove the key, right, and press enter. And now press F8 and see one thing over here, how it's working. It's working in a loop, right? Press F6. So what actually it's trying to do, that it's trying to get all the sales order header and their corresponding item detail, right? See here, and again I'm pressing F8 and it will come over here. So it's a walking in loop. Actually, it's walking in loop. Where is that loop? That loop is here. So first, corresponding to each header, it's trying to get the item. See here, get expanded entity set, read expanded entity set, and expand. This framework is calling like this. So somewhere you can see that LT entity set, and in LT entity set 10 records it's showing, because if I'm not passing anything, I'm telling to the system get only the 10 records, and corresponding to all the sales order in the loop, it's going and hitting to that sales order item one. So if you want to see which particular sales order it's pointing to, it's a 032, right? And site tab is uh, fine, it's showing something different, no issue. So if you put the breakpoint over here and see here, it will come here, right? It's coming over here. Press F8, right? It's coming over here. Now press F8 and it will come. So in the loop, actually it's working. What I'm trying to tell, that it's working in the loop, and now it has shown you the, for 3, the 10 it will show you, right? And again for 4, so for 10 sales order, their line items it's going to show you, right? See, this is another sales order, and there then again their items, again, again, this is another sales order, and then their items. So like that, you can see that. So how it's working? It's working in the loop automatically, right? It's working into the in loop. So what you understood over here, your understanding over here is, you know this kind of navigation, this kind of expand works in loop. This kind of expand or navigation works in loop. What is the name of such kind of expand? What is the name of such kind of expand? What is the name of such kind of expand? you know The name of such kind of expand is framework expand. Why framework expand? Because this will be automatically taken care by framework. You are not doing any specific coding for this association and navigation. Framework itself is, executing and in loop and giving you all the items for all the header, whatever the header you are having in the sales order header set, right? So there you are actually getting the 10, and that's why it's giving you the 10. Okay, if you want me to show you, I will show you once again. So let's go to this, just go back, and header get entity set for single record. This is for multiple records. And here you can see that I'm passing the 10 maximum. You can put the breakpoint over here and quickly you can see, right? Press enter and see, first it will go to the header. You can see that first it's going to the header and it's getting the 10 records. Okay, it's getting the 10 records, and automatically by the system, you know automatically by the system, it's taking you to where? See, item get entity set, and here it will come 10 times. It will come 10 times. So this is the first time I have pressed F8. Again, second time I have pressed F8. you know I will put the breakpoint so it will be more visible. Third time I'm pressing, it has come once again, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time, seventh time, eighth time, ninth time, and this time is the last one, right? And you can see that. So all the records of the 10 header in all the line items record for the 10 headers, it is it's displaying over here. So it is done by what? It is done by the OData framework, right? So this is known as the framework expand. So this kind of expand or navigation works in loops. So expand is of two types basically. One is the framework expand, and another is your custom expand. This is the framework given by the system. Okay. And another is your custom expand, or generally people tell the DPC expand. DPC expand. DPC expand. So this is like the custom expand. Here you are going to write your code manually. Here you are going to write your code manually. So if you don't implement your DPC expand, by default, framework expand will work, okay, by default. But if you are going to write the code for your DPC expand, this framework expand will not come into picture, okay, because system will think that you are doing something different, and that's why you have implemented the DPC expand. So why not to use DPC expand only, and why to go for framework expand? So this automatic association and navigation, just what we have seen, this will not work anymore if you are going to use the DPC expand. What is this DPC expand? DPC expand is come here, go to here, go back and go to all methods. Remove this filter so that you can see all the methods. So when you want to implement the DPC expansion, DPC extension expand, here only itself you will have to write the code. So here you will be having one method called get expanded entity set. Okay, get expanded. So search for that, get expanded. So from here also you can search expanded, this one, so here you can see that here you have get expanded entity if you have the single, and if you have the multiple get expanded entity set, you can implement. Okay, so these both methods are part of DPC expand. So if we're going to implement this one, the existing one will not work. Okay, so see here, I'm just going to define it. Code I will write tomorrow. How to use this code and all, I will show you tomorrow. Here you can put the external breakpoint, maybe here. First activate this. It's getting activated, taking some time. Let's give some time to get activate, and now it got activated. Put the external breakpoint over here, and now come here. And if you now try to execute this one, let's see what happens. See here, which is calling get expanded entity set. This framework it's calling. Now it will not return new data. You can see earlier it has returned this many data. Now it will not return any data because now it's calling your DPC, and DPC expand it's calling. So press F8 and you don't have anything. You don't have anything. You have void. You have null, right? You don't have any records. Why? Because you have implemented now your get expanded entity set method, and system is expecting you to write the code as per your convenient, so the benefit over here to use this expanded entity set, that it will not run in loop, and hence it may give you the better performance. Okay, this may give you the good performance, because at single place it is going to come, and from the single place itself you are returning the data back. Okay, so this is one benefit. Okay, so many a time people use this in the real time scenario. You will come across that people use this one. However, earlier one also can be used. If you don't want to implement this one, the old technique without implementing anything, just writing few logic, few codes, the framework expand is going to work for you. Okay. Again, if you want to, uh, if you want to revert back it into the original position, you can select this method, and here you have one button, undo redefinition. Click on this yes button, and of course you will have to activate once more time. And now again, if you will execute, what will happen, that it will start working, because I have undo the redefinition, right? I have undo the redefinition. And if you press enter over here, this time you can see that now it's not going there, and it's going to return you the data, right? So just here you can see that. So with this, we are done with the today's class. In case if you have any question, any concern, feel free to ask, or else in the next class, I'm going to show you the, you know, the DPC expand. Okay, DPC expand. And once I will show you that one, then once again, I will come back to this expand, and I will show you how to implement that, uh, how to implement from item to product. Or maybe first we will see item to product, and then again we will come back and we'll go for the DPC expand, so that it will be more clear. So let us see tomorrow how we goes. And there, if in case if you have any question, just feel free to ask. Going to unmute you. Yes, you can now ask any question if you have.
Yeah, Pankaj Ramesh here.
Mm-hmm.
So the last method that you have showed,
Mm-hmm.
it has entity and entity sets. So the
Mm-hmm.
same is applicable. So if we are having one single key, we can use the get entity, right? In this case.
I didn't get you. Can you come once again? Your voice is not clear actually.
Yeah, you have showed one method, right? For a framework expand, it has
Uh-huh.
entity set, and above it has one more like entity.
In framework expand, I have implemented two entity, right?
Yeah, on the
One, yeah,
class method.
in the sales order header and sales order item. So this is
Yeah,
the
we
two.
have on
Yeah.
the top the entity on the framework expand. We have similar entity and entity set. So the same will be applicable in this case. I mean, entity for single record, we can use entity.
Huh, huh,
Can be
huh. In framework expand, right?
yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Framework expand you can use, So uh here IWFND underscore GW underscore client. So here, if you pass a single, this one, single key, it will call that get expanded entity, the single record one. Okay. Means if you pass the key, if you are going to pass the key, it will expecting that, okay, you are trying to deal with the single. And in that case, it's going to give, means it will try to call this one, not this one.
Yeah.
Okay. This will not be called this one. Yes. Any other question?
Okay, what is the main difference between these two framework and DPC? I think I just
Main difference is that, the framework expand is going to work in loop. Okay, this DPC expand is not going to work in loop. This is the standard one given by SAP itself. You don't have to do anything. A standard navigation. Here in DPC expand, you have to write the logic yourself. You know, i- it will, it's not going to call into loop. Okay, this particular method will be not getting called in loop. Here you will be having the custom implementation. You will have to put your own effort. Okay. Okay. Any other question? Go ahead and ask the question if you have, or else, you know, you can stop it over here.
Yeah. Pankaj, I have completed the assignment. Can you take some time if possible to check?
Yeah. Okay. I will check it. Just share your assignment in the group. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine. Thanks. Thanks, Ramesh. Yeah. So